What up? What up? What up? Mm. Some bear bricks under 250. Wow. What's going on? What's the deal? Make sure I got the mosaic. Yiddig. Yes, sir. Clarence, what up? Dun Beezy, what up? What's going on? Everybody doing today? Come on in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know where you're checking in from. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kenny, what up? What up? What up? Yeah, man. Another call-in show for the books. Leaving Peoria, headed back to the Lou. Are you in Peoria? Alabama in the building? What y'all think about last night's show? What y'all think about last night's show? Shout out to Kurt. What up? Miami in the building. What y'all think about last night's show? Joseph representing Miami. What's going on, Kurt? What's the deal? What's the deal? How everybody doing? Everybody up and out? Getting to it. Getting to that guala, that guap, that mugger. Getting to that mugger. That mugger. Make sure y'all join the Discord too, man. Make sure y'all join the Discord, man. When the moderators come in, Pippi or something, I'm gonna have them drop it in the chat. I can't drop it. But it's on the homepage, the channel homepage on links. Make sure y'all join. Make sure y'all join. They real active in the Discord. Discord community is real active. Real active. If you're a part of the MGM gang, then let me know so we can add you to the private rooms over there. He said just another brother not informed on how to properly run a business. That don't bother me. You know, when you new in business, you're gonna go through trials and tribulations and learning. That's not the part that bothers me the most. The part that bothers me the most is this I'll figure it out mentality. That's what bothers me the most. That's what bothers me the most. Any new business owner is gonna have gotta go through trial and error. It's just inevitable, you know. You know, like when you just gotta go through it. What bothers me is just the lack of. What bothers me is jumping into something head first without doing your due diligence. That's just like, man, we gonna keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it a buck, man. I don't, you know me, I don't care. Let's keep it 1,000. It's just like meeting some chick and just jumping into a relationship, claiming a chick, and you just met her last night at the club, and then the next day, y'all go together, some shit like that. Or vice versa. Or marrying somebody that you literally, and I know people do it, but it's rare. That's the same thing. You're gonna do your due diligence or just diving in the junk and not, you know what I'm saying, getting a full understanding of what's going on. That's why Houston in the situation it's in. That's why all them people down there in Houston is burning. You know why? Because they did something that wasn't in the best interest for them. They went in without doing any due diligence. That's why they itching, the scratchy show going on. There's a lot of leaking going on there, a lot of burning, a lot of itching. There's a lot of things that can't, you know, they stuck with it for the rest of their life. You see what I'm saying? This is a great example of not having a full understanding of what you're getting yourself into before you get into it. Is you gonna jump in the joint? You just met the joint. You went to the club. You came through. You know what I'm saying? Because you get into it. You know what I'm saying? You part of the MGM gang. You get into a big old bag. It's summertime. Y'all checking the bag. You on your moving truck. You doing your final mile. You doing your OTR. Whatever it is you doing. You checking a big old bag. Skip it. We're gonna go to the club. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna live a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I got some discretionary funds that I set to the side. And we're gonna go have a little fun. You go in, you get the big corner section. You do what you do, you order your bottles. You standing on the couches. You know what I'm saying? You standing on the couches, you looking like a bag of money. Now, there's some chicks in there. You know the chicks, they come, they can go to Rainbow, they can go to Discovery, they can get them a little $15 outfit. As long as it hug the body, they gonna look good. They not spending no money. They come into the club with nothing. You got the bag. They see you got the bag. The purge is coming. Now the purge is coming. They see the host is coming with the purge. They got your 8 bottles of your 1942. They adding it up. They like, ooh, that's 8 bottles of 1942. That's about 1,400, 1,500 a bottle. Yeah, we need to go over to that section. Let's go stand by that section. You know what I'm saying? They see you the one who paying. So now the coldest one, she, can I sit down? My feet hurt. Can I sit down? You let her sit down in the section. Y'all engage in conversation. You already know why she over there. You lit the place up. They already added the bottles up. They know what the 1942 costs in the club. It's about 1,500. They added it up. You know what she over there, and you know what you want. Pour a glass, you pour another glass, y'all lit, y'all having a good time. Where you going after the club? Are we finna go get something to eat? You take her and her friends, y'all go get something to eat. She come outside. She see the big boy outside. she see the big boy outside, so now she really, you know what I'm saying, depending on what geographical location you in around the country is going to determine where you take her. You down south in Atlanta, then you know what I'm saying, y'all going to the Waffle House. I don't know where, I don't know about the West Coast where y'all going late night. You know what I'm saying? Here, you know what I'm saying, we go to the, you know what I'm saying, you go to Steak and Eggers or something, one of the truck stop, one of the 24-hour joints, Steak and Eggers, something like that. And then after that, you put a wing in the gut. She already drunk. Man, what you finna do? Oh, I'm going with you. I bet. Now you get to the spot, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Is you gonna do what's in the best interest for you? You gonna protect yourself? You gonna plan it out? Or you just gonna go in all willy-nilly like a lot of people going into business, willy-nilly. And you see what willy-nilly gets you. It gets you hurt. It gets you hurt financially. It gets you hurt emotionally. You get to stressing out. Same thing with that person that invest in that chick without doing their due diligence. Now they hurt. They itching, they scratching, they leaking, they crying. It's the same situation. That's what bothers me the most. People who jump into things prematurely without having a full understanding of what they getting into. Don't get into something that you don't know what you getting into, what you investing into, none of that shit. That's what bothers me. And there is a trend of that going on. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. And people promote that. Well, you got to get out here. And I get that. You got to get out here. But when you get out here, you need to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. You gotta have your I's dotted and your T's crossed. Other than that, I think the young brother that was on last night, I think he's smart. The second guy, I think he's smart. I think he is just too smart, over analyzing. Sometimes you can be too smart for your own good. You know, come on in. Make sure y'all join the Discord. Somebody that's a moderator, can y'all put the Discord link in the chat, please? Please put the Discord link in the chat. Shout out to all the MGM gang. MGM gang, depending on what y'all got in y'all you dig, y'all should be running up a nice little bag today. It's a nice bag being made today. Y'all should be running up a nice little bag. Man, y'all quiet today, man. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can put this in the comment. But what's y'all thoughts, man? I want to hear people's thoughts on the show last night. Primarily the second guest. Says always quiet the day after some straightening. Is that what it is? I didn't really notice that. I didn't really notice that. I'm gonna start paying more attention to that. You get quiet. A lot of that shit resonate with some people. You know, they be looking at some of the people that be on the panel and be like, man, that's me. They get some understanding and they get quiet, huh? I just think a lot of people got a big misconception when it comes to business, and it's messed up. The internet has really ruined a lot of sectors. The internet has really done a lot of misleading and misinforming and misguiding people. And this is just prime example. It always plays itself out. People just think that in business they'll find their way. Like, they don't understand how difficult it is and how costly it is, even on a small scale like that. This is why it's important to know what you're getting into. Misinformation, man. A lot of misinformation. A lot of people think that the business is their ticket. And here's the thing. This was not something that might, really disturb people. Business ain't for everybody. It's just not for everybody. It's just not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you come into business, so here's the thing. When I came into business, when I stumbled up on business, came into it, and even when I was really, really working hard and growing and scaling, taking care of me wasn't my focus on building a business. At the beginning, I never had it in my mind. I'm talking about after the hustle phase, when I transitioned into a fully licensed business, right? When I transitioned into a fully licensed business, moving and then the trucking company, at no point in my mind was like, man, I'm going to keep getting more trucks and more trucks so I can go just take care of my personal bills. I want to go do this. I never did that. My whole plan was to keep growing the business. Just keep growing the business. Keep growing the business. I really got off on the success of the business. I lived at the crib. I think that's another thing. I think a lot of people don't understand that starting a business at the beginning, in like that guy's situation, because we see it happen so many times before with previous guests, that there has to be some level of sacrifice there. Like, you are not going to come in just making money hand over fist. And if you already accustomed to a certain lifestyle or your living expenses are at a certain amount, you're probably not going to be able to make enough money initially to cover life. Like the guy last night, and he's probably watching, one cargo van can't even cover $2,600, and $2,600 a month is minimal. So I think that was a great example to put into perspective for a lot of people that think, oh, I'm gonna start a box truck business, I'm gonna start a cargo van business, and I'm gonna run it up, and I'm gonna take care of my family, and then I'm gonna get generational wealth, and I'm gonna take trips, and I'm gonna go buy a Rolls Royce, and then I'm gonna start an Airbnb business, I'm gonna start buying property, and I'm gonna start doing this, and I'm gonna start doing that. And we're using his numbers. So we're using his numbers, right? So with 3,800 net for the month, it could be a little more, it could be a little less. But even that number, we can round it up to 4,000 net for the month to take care of, to sustain the business and cover the cost of living. No. If we had more time, or if I was willing to take more time with him, if I wasn't tired, or if we did a part two would be more personal mentorship and coaching. I would have really had to go personal, right? Because a lot of the things that like that young man needs to do, a lot of the adjustments that he needs to make, first needs to start with his own personal lifestyle. And see, that's a conversation that I wasn't willing to have with him last night. And if he wants that cargo van business to work with, even with their minimal cost of living, okay, somebody gonna run the cargo van, the other person gotta go get a job. That one cargo van ain't gonna be able to be enough to sustain and take care of two grown adults. So I think that was a great case study last night. You can take that same example and you can apply it to, well, a box truck gonna make more. Okay, but it's gonna cost more too. It's gonna cost more too. What is this gonna talk about? Kirk Moore said, well informed, just another brother. Okay. Or just, no, we're always quiet. And it's a great thing and horrible at the same time. I can agree with that. Doesn't matter how old your cargo van is. That depends on who you're contracting to. Some 3PLs, some brokers, some companies do have a minimum year requirement for the equipment that they allow on their platform. Clarence says, all you do is box truck. I do box truck. I do cargo van. I talk to the semi-truck guys. I got plenty of semi-truck people. Do I make content around it? No, but the semi-truck people that subscribe to me, they ask questions that are centered around business. I talk a lot about business, financial stuff. So I got semi guys, owner operators that ask me questions. Ibrahim, shout out to Ibrahim. Ibrahim said, great live. Stopping and say, hi, Mark. You need to get out from your pad. It's summer. Work on your tan. I'm finna go to the gym. What? Here's the thing. Axel, where are you at? You in the house. Why does everybody want me to be out? Like, what? What, you supposed to just be outside all day? Just all day and all night? Just go find something to do, huh? I do stuff. When y'all don't see me online, I'm out doing stuff. When you see me online, I'm in the house for the most part. I'm gonna go to the gym and then I'm coming back home. Ain't nothing to do. Like it's Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever today is. Well, I'm supposed to go find something to do every day. Mark, my uncle wants to buy me a box truck, 26-footer for my birthday, so I can do fine amount. Should get in. What are your thoughts? I don't have savings to survive the next 3 months or 6 months. Well, if he gets you the truck, he gonna have to cover the cost of the insurance and stuff. Or he's gonna have to get you the truck and loan you some money for cash flow, so that you can survive the first few months. Because final mile, if it's big and bulky, you're gonna have to pay somebody. You're gonna need a helper. You're gonna need fuel. You're gonna need equipment, your equipment to put on the truck, your blankets, your straps, dollies. You know, so if he gets you the truck, he's gonna have to loan you some money too. Or you can go out and get a job and build some cash flow up and then transition from there. I spoke with the dude like you told me last night. He said 80% of my deliveries will be curbside or front door, no inside delivery. So it's all one man stuff then? So if it's all one man stuff, then 700 is good. If it's all one man, then 700 is good. If it's curbside for 700, then that's great, actually. That's great. You should be able to be done with that. You should, right about now, around this time, you should be finishing up every day. Rich Jew, Mark, you were spot on with telling that young man to stay local. I met a kid who was private contracting for HelloFresh food delivery, making $3,500 to $4,000 a week. He goes home every night. Was he in a cargo van? Tall Walk, still 16. 16 stops ain't nothing for curbside. You ain't doing nothing. You just literally getting on the back of the truck, putting the stuff on your lift gate, and putting it on the curb. That's not a big deal. Some places you may do some dock, have to go into some businesses maybe on the dock or something like that. But for the most part, it's simple. Yeah, if you ain't gotta maneuver and fight with stuff and go in no buildings and all that stuff, then nah, yeah, your time is gonna be cut short a lot now with curbside. So yeah, 700 one man. You ain't gotta pay nobody. Oh, you Gucci. You Gucci. Rich Drew said, yeah, that's a cargo van. Yeah, that's good money. $4,000 a week in a cargo van. That's good money. Mark, the key is lowering your expenses in the transportation business. The margins are very, 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 very low. The only way to make lots of money is by scaling, and that takes time and patience. Exactly. That's what I did. And that's what I try to teach people every day. You know, some people get it, some people don't. You know, some people get it, some people don't. You know, I've been telling people that since I came on here. You know, some people get it, some people don't. So the people that get it, those are the people that I focus on. The people that don't, let them continue to go out and get their expensive trucks and go out and go to their computer, sit in front of their computer and Google commercial insurance, and then Progressive pops up, and then they got this nice website and they tell you household or commercial insurance, and they click commercial and then they start going through all the prompts, putting all their information in, and it gets to the last page and it gives them a down payment amount and a monthly, and they think that, oh, well, I need commercial insurance, not understanding that, you know what, Progressive ain't the only game in town, nor do they understand that they sit there and did everything themselves, not knowing what the hell they doing, which is probably why Progressive allows people to do that, because they add on a bunch of stuff to their policy because it sounds good and they don't know better. They don't know they need the stuff or don't need the stuff, and all that stuff they add on, it drives up their rate, and then they say okay, and then they end up paying all this money for insurance uh, for nothing because they don't know no better. Um, and then they get into the business with all this high overhead, and then they find themselves drowning. They find themselves drowning. You know, Mark tells them go out, find a nice older truck that take a mechanic with you. Something that find you a diamond in the rough. They worry about the rust under it and all this shit that to me it doesn't. listen, listen. I showed y'all my fleet. I showed y'all all them trucks that y'all seen when I had my fleet. All those trucks, except with the exception for 2 of them, were 8 years old when I bought them then. And I was cashing out left and right. 26 footers, 16 footers, I'm cashing out. Like the song, I'm cashing out. I'm cashing out. I'm not paying no high notes. I'm not, why? Because I want to make more money. The more money the company makes, the more money I make, the better off everything is. I'm not getting in the business to be struggling. Who gets in the business to struggle? When I finally bought a new truck, it was because the business could, 1, afford a new truck, and 2, it was a purpose to get a new truck. If I didn't have a purpose to buy a brand new truck, I wouldn't have bought a brand new truck. I had something locked in and guaranteed that gave me a reason to go out and purchase a brand new truck. Everything else was 8 years old. Minimum. I've helped some of y'all out with y'all insurance. You know what I'm saying? You using my broker. I've helped a lot of people save a lot of money. So if I've helped you and this people came in, Mark, broker cut my insurance in half. What do you think I was running at? Listen, I'm black, but in business, I'm like a Jew. When it comes to business, if you just did business with me and you never knew what I look like, you would think I was Jewish. If you've never seen me and we just did business without never seeing this shit, you would think I was a Jew. I'm constantly looking for the best deal. I'm constantly trying to save money. Yeah, people be worried about all the wrong things. Man, you think I rust on it? You think I care about some rust under the undercarriage? I don't care nothing about that. That mean people want all these pretty trucks and stuff. They want to be all pretty and stuff. Man, that shit don't mean nothing. It's a workhorse. It's a slave. It's gonna run. I'm gonna beat this thing to shit anyway. Care about a little rust. I live in Chicago. It's gonna rust anyway. We use salt. We use salt. It's gonna rust. We go get some Rust-Oleum, some black Rust-Oleum, and we spray it under there in the spring. It is what it is. Get a little touch-up paint. You see the Mexicans, when they pull up to do Final Mile at your crib, they got the old Isuzu NPRs. The old joints. The ones that's like 2000, 2001, 2002. You don't see them with brand new trucks. You know why? Because Migo and them, on Sundays when they ride ain't running, Migo and them, they get they Modelos, they Coronas, and they crawl up under the hood. They do their own oil changes. They do their own maintenance on Sunday. You see them with their box trucks, and they get Migo and them to help them, and they do their own maintenance. They don't go out and buy brand new trucks. don't get it. The 2 trucks that I kept after I retired, that's been sitting around for 2 years, y'all seen them. Guess what? They still running. I start them up. If I was to give somebody one of my trucks, they can go out and get money. Who cares if they 05s? I tell you one thing, them 05s gonna make a bunch of O's, bunch of zeros. And it ain't gonna cost you much in cost. Your insurance is gonna be cheap. Your maintenance ain't gonna be bad because the trucks is well kept. And as long as you can continue to keep the maintenance up, you'll be good. They workhorses, they gonna run. I don't know. Somebody said, man, Mark, what's the secret? I watched the montage live stream. What's the secret? How did you do it? I told you how I did it. I reinvested everything back into the business. I bought really, really expensive trucks. I reinvested everything back into the business. I stayed at the crib with my OG. I lived at home. I didn't have any expenses. All the money went back into the business. I didn't have to pay myself like you saw the young man last night because I got a rent to pay and shit like that. I leveraged myself in order to scale by staying at the crib. Even when my girlfriend at the time told me, man, you got money, you can move out. If you ain't moved out in 6 months, I'm gonna break up with you. She broke up with me. You know why? Because I didn't move out. I'm not gonna let nobody dictate to me. I got a bigger purpose. I got a bigger plan. I'm running up the bag. I'm not ready to move out. Yeah, I'm trying to run up my bag. I got a goal that I'm trying to hit, and me moving out is going to interrupt what my plan is. I'm going to stay at the crib. And I stayed there. The first place I ever moved is the place that I'm still in right now, 10 years later. And I bought it. That was part of the plan. When I move, I'm moving. I'm not gonna rent and shit. I'm gonna move somewhere where I'm comfortable that I like. I remember doing a move in this loft building. I said, man, I would love to live in this building one day. And when I ran my bag up, I came and bought a place in this building. That's the beautiful thing about owning a moving company and being on a truck. I got a chance to go into a lot of different buildings in the city. And guess what? My first truck I ever bought, I still own it. My third truck I ever bought, I still own it. I kept my costs low. I delayed my gratification. I didn't let people dictate to me how I grew my business and how I should spend my money. I had a plan. I didn't let anybody or anything disrupt my plan. I didn't get caught up in shit that wasn't in the best interest for me, right? And I worked extremely hard. It's hard, but it ain't hard. It's hard because it requires a lot of time and dedication and grit and grind and effort. But once you get in the habit of the shit, it becomes second nature. Shit ain't hard. Ain't no secret sauce. I just do it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was thinking new for like repair cost and reliability. Listen. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Truck gonna break down. I don't care new or old. New or old is gonna break down. You know where my powertrain issue came from? I had one powertrain issue. It came from the new truck. It didn't come from the used trucks. One of the new vehicles I bought, transmission went out. So the point that I'm trying to make to you is, you're gonna have issues regardless. It's a truck. It's a workhorse. You running loads. If you OTR, you running it hard every day, miles and miles and miles. You running miles and miles and miles with thousands of pounds. If you local, you filling up thousands of pounds. It's a workhorse. It's there's going to be issues. It's not a matter of if, it's when. It doesn't matter if it's a new or an old truck. But here's the thing. The difference between an old truck and a new truck, when the old truck breaks down, my operational costs on that older vehicle aren't as high as the new vehicle. If the same mechanical failure happens with the older truck and the same mechanical failure happens with the newer truck, the older truck is probably more than likely paid for, right? And if it's not paid for, your monthly fixed cost for your note is a lot lower than the new truck. So depending on if this new truck is in or out of warranty or not, once you get the mechanical failure fixed, you still got the high note. So with the older truck, in between incidents of major repair or minor repair or modest repair, I'm not paying what the person who has the new truck is paying every single month for a note. So if I go a whole year without a $3,000 or $4,000 repair bill, and this person over here is paying $2,500 or $2,000 a month for the note, that's $2,000 a month or $2,500 a month. I'm not paying. That's, guess what? It's going into cash flow. It's staying within the company. Am I in a storage bin? Nope. Am I in a storage bin? Wow, bro, these people, bro. Rick Buck said, how often do you go live? A couple times a week. There's no system to it. Just turn your notifications on. Wait, hold on. I see something. I gotta go get the context on it. Shout out to Ken Hooten. Judge McGee, what's up? Mark, I don't understand someone that is new in the business and trying to do local or Amazon is getting a newer truck and that comes with higher insurance and higher maintenance costs. It's insane. Well, you got some people that are misinformed, right? Because they consumed the wrong information. Some people didn't consume any information. They just wanted to go out and do that because they didn't do the research to understand, like what I always talk about, the margins. When you, and I know this may be redundant to people, but you know, you gotta always understand there's always new people watching. So a lot of the shit that I'm gonna say, you're gonna hear me say it over and over and over again because there's always new people. When you go to look for information and you may come across an abundance of information, and trust me, it pops up in my algorithm too, and you get a false perception that you go buy a truck, you're gonna make a lot of money. Truckers make a lot of money. You get a box truck, you're gonna make a lot of money. What these people don't tell you, because they don't want you to know or because they don't know it themselves, is that the margins are small. There's a lot of cost associated with running a trucking business. Whether you're running a box truck or a semi truck, there's a lot of cost, a lot of cost. From the maintenance to the insurance, you know, depending on the lane you're in, claims. If you're running OTR, there's a lot of fees associated with it. You are one man operation. Who you think you is? You think you can just get freight directly? Nah, you got to go through third parties, whether it be a third party logistics company, which means they getting a piece of the pie before you get paid. You might have you going through a broker if you run an OTR, meaning they getting they cut. You don't want to find your own load, so you paying a dispatcher 8, 9, 10% that you could be keeping in your pocket. You factoring your loads, that go another 3.5%. Now add all that up. That's money coming out of your pocket. You might have a claim. Fuel. You run an OTR, it's a lot of fuel. It's a lot of cost, right? And then what a lot of people don't understand is outside of the margins being low, especially those OTR guys, they think it's just as simple as going to a load board and finding some high paying loads and just keep repeating the process, and you're just going to win. It's just not like that. It's just not like that. Some advice you would give someone looking to start on about your business? What's some advice you could give for someone looking to start about your business? Same advice I give everybody. Make sure you understand what you're investing in. So do a lot of research, right? Make sure you have a business plan, right? That's where you want to start. Don't go out and get your LLC first. Don't go out and get your DOT. Don't do none of that stuff first. First thing you do is start researching so that you can understand what you're investing in. All right? Then do a business plan. After you start doing your researching, then start a business plan. And then I guarantee you, once you do your research and then you do your business plan, I'm telling you, everything else will start to fall in line. Clarence, you be speaking some real true knowledge about business. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the advice. I plan on buying my truck in a year. No problem. Let me ask you something. You don't think buying a brand new truck would delay the cost of maintenance for a little while? You can pocket your profit. Listen, if I go buy a used truck today and I run it for a month, right? And it breaks down, it costs me $4,000. And they fix everything. It cost me $4,000. They fix it. And I run it and I don't have another breakdown for a year. Right? I own a truck. I bought a new truck. I bought it outright, or let's say my cost is minimal. You go buy a brand new truck. You spend $100,000 and you financing on top of that at 20%. It still may break down, but guess what? You still got to pay that high note. So if I'm paying $4,000 and I'm not paying $2,500 a month, plus insurance on a brand new truck, which could be another $2,500 a month, I'd rather spend the $4,000 or $5,000 one time and not spend $5,000 a month or $2,500 a month plus insurance on a brand new truck every single month reoccurring. I'm saving money. If I go buy a $20,000 truck and I get one $4,000 maintenance occurrence in a year, or let's say $5,000, who's saving more money? The person with that new truck still got that high note and that high insurance because you paying insurance on a new truck. I would much rather have the $5,000 breakdown because I understand that the margins are small. Why would I go put myself in a jam making my margins even tighter with that high operation cost? Give me the breakdown. Let me break my shit down. Leave me on the side of the road, goddammit. Break down. Let's get it out the way. Told me, listen, what's wrong? Okay, give me a list of everything that's wrong. Okay, everything that's wrong, how much? 5,000, fix it. That's everything, right? Yes, everything. This ain't what caused the breakdown for the reason you here, but we found this too. Fix it. Let me break down. Just break me on down. Let me go ahead, pay you the money, fix everything. Let me run. I'm not paying whoever you paying to finance the truck every month. That cost is staying within the company. And I'm not paying the type of insurance you paying. You paying insurance on the 2022. Some of y'all renting trucks, they giving y'all 23s and 24s, and you paying insurance on the 23 and 24. No, I'm gonna pay insurance on this '09, this '08, this 2010, baby. Yeah. But Mark, it's gonna break down. So it's gonna break down anyway. The new truck gonna break down. So what? Why is everybody scared of breakdowns? Your car break down. You take your car to the shop. It's gonna happen. And guess what? When it happens, you gotta fix it. It is what it is. It's part of the, it's a part of the business. I don't care about no breakdown. What I care about is making money. Spending is less money and making more. And this is the formula to spend less and make more. The higher your cost, the less money you make. This is the margins in the business right here. This is what you got to work with. This is what you got to understand. This is what you got to work with. This is all you got to work with. This is it. This is all you got to work with. And guess what? The higher your cost, this shit keep going like this. Keep going like that. Now, I'm getting a text from the shop right now. Y'all saw me get one of my trucks towed last week. You know how much he told me? And here's the thing. I'm literally getting the truck prepped just so I can shoot content with. You know, I'm not, this shit finna cost me $3,000. All I asked them for was a battery. And to the clearance lights. But you already know they going, well, you know, we found this and we found it. Just fix it, whatever. You just text me. I'm finna go get it right now. I might go live. It's just a part. Just what it is. I'd rather the older truck break down than me spend $2,500. I know people that's done hit me in the DM that's done bought brand new trucks that's paying $3,000 a month for the truck note, $3,000 a month for the insurance. We had people that's done come up here that's done bought trucks that's done came up on one of my shows. They paying $2,900, $2,800 plus another $2,500 for the insurance. You got people renting trucks. They paying $2,200 for insurance because they gave them a 2023 or 2024. Man, Mark, But then you see the people there, Mark. I listen to you. I went and bought me a '06. Yeah, my insurance only $700, $800 all. I ain't had no issues with the truck. Hey, Mark, that's why they are successful in business compared to black Americans. That's the secret. You talking about the Jews? Yeah, they cheat. I see Pippi deleting some stuff. Man, Pippi, you didn't win deleted some? Wait, hold on. I think you deleted Gaia Speaks by accident. What did Gaia Speaks say? They watched the channel for a long time. Hold on. What did Gaia Speaks say? I don't think they did anything. Let me see. Give Me Liberty needs to go. We're going to get rid of Give Me Liberty. We don't support the rainbow community, Give Me Liberty. Sorry, nothing personal. Let me bring Gaia Speaks back. I just went through the comments. I didn't see nothing. I love doing PM service on my truck, saving money, count me in. All right, so I brought Gaia Speaks back. I think that was by accident. TRD, you got to go. Let me see. Yeah, Q Catnap, you got to go. So would you say a good rule of thumb at the moment is to buy a truck 2016 or older? I know there are regulations if the truck doesn't have DEF, but most trucks past 2010, yeah, most trucks past 2010 run DEF because it became a requirement by the government. Here's the thing: get what you can afford. Understand that the margins are small, right? And you want your cost to be lower. You may find a 2017 for the low. What I'm saying is, here's the thing. Get something that's affordable that's going to allow you to maximize your earning potential. Don't necessarily get hung up on the year. You might find a 2017, 2018 for the low though. I've seen some recently on Penske used trucks, some fairly recent trucks, 2017 for like 30,000. So don't necessarily, when I use the older truck, yeah, for the more times than not, the older, obviously the cheaper, but you may be able to find something that's more current. It may not be a level 1, may not be a level 2, maybe a level 3. But that's why you need to take a mechanic and go see what's fully wrong with it so that you can assess it and make an informed decision from there. You know why? Because those level 3 trucks that you see, on Penske used trucks that be 15,000, 14,000, somebody buy them. Somebody buys them. The person that buys them has the resources to repair them at a fraction of the cost, or has the skill set, they're mechanically inclined, or they sent a diesel mechanic with them and they said, you know what, the reason why this truck is this price, there is some mechanical issues, but a lot of it may be cosmetic. You may have rips in the seat, maybe, some issues with the box. That's why you need to take a mechanic. You need to pay a mechanic. I used to always pay mechanics. I would go and spend the day at the dealership. I bought my trucks from a truck dealer, a commercial truck dealer. So once I had went there a few times and cashed out, I was just like family. They would just come and all the trucks and, man, here go the keys, go. We would drive them. We would just drive trucks all day, right? So we'd get there when they open, 8, 9 o'clock. We would test drive as many trucks, right? Around 12, we would take one of the trucks and go to lunch, right? Right about 1:32, whatever trucks we didn't get to, we just didn't get to because now we got to make a decision based on the trucks that we test drove. I would pay for the mechanic to spend the day there. All right, the place that I was buying my truck is about an hour and 30 minutes outside of the city, in the suburbs, one of them far out suburbs. We spent the day there. We test drove multitude of trucks. We looked over them. We compared and contrasted, and we started the process of elimination. Me investing into taking a diesel or a mechanic with me because I'm not knowledgeable on diagnosing commercial vehicles was a great investment. You know why? Because I never had any issues with none of the trucks that I bought used. This is why I still have 2 of the first 3 trucks that I bought over 10 years ago. I'm finna go pick one of them up right now. Literally, they just messaged me right now while I'm on this live. I got a wheel alignment, a new battery, some wiring shit that needed to be done from it. I guess it's sitting for a couple years. Obviously a new battery. I'm not a trained mechanic. Now, you want to sit and talk to me about business? We can talk business all day. That's why people come to me to talk business. They don't come to me to talk mechanics. I seek out people for mechanics. Ain't no way in the world. If I know that I'm going to save money by getting an older truck, I'm going to go and try to diagnose it on my own. Man, how much is it going to cost? Man, can I get one of your mechanics for the day? How much is it going to cost me? What's this pay for the day? 300? All right, can I? So this truck I'm going to go pick up now. I purchased this truck in maybe 2013, 2014, and then it was 8 years old then when I bought it. So that $200 or $300 investment that day to take a mechanic with me, look how much it's paid off over the years. In between every repair each one of my trucks needed, it was thousands and thousands and thousands on top of thousands of dollars being made with a higher profit margin because I didn't have a note. My insurance was lower. Two, the trucking company, not the moving company, the trucking company is local. I don't let the insurance company sell me on interstate commerce insurance. I'm intrastate. These trucks with this company ain't crossing state lines. I'm intrastate. They get y'all on that. Y'all be local to the motherfucker paying interstate insurance. Man, you can do that? Come on. What you think? I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. If you're not crossing state lines, why are you paying insurance for a company that's not crossing state lines and paying the liability as if you were? Well, man, they're gonna take the MC. So you want to make money, or you want to just have what you want to do? You're a local company. You got a dedicated local route that pays exceptionally well. Do you want to make more money? All right, we'll go from interstate to intrastate and watch your insurance go down. Man, thanks, Mark. I didn't know you could do that. You're not crossing state lines, so why pay for it? Rick Buck says local starting out better, yes or no? To me, yeah. Brandon T said watching and listen to your cast are like having an intro to business 101. Appreciate that. Mark, you've been saying this for years. Why people don't get it? Total earnings minus total expenses equal net profit minus total expenses equal loss. Net profit is greater than total expenses equal profit. Do they still teach economics in school? I don't know. That's a good question. We need to find out. Yeah, they just text me. Josh said, Mark, I'm about to go get right now. Literally, they just text me while I was on this live. So, yeah, as soon as I get off this live, which I'm probably going to get off in a few minutes so I can start heading out there before traffic start building up. Matter of fact, damn, I got to take a Uber, right? Because I got to get it back. So I can't drive out there. Hold on. So I got to figure that out, too. Those are some crazy high expenses. Yeah. Kevin said he got himself a 2006. Paying those payments on the box truck is insane. Listen, you will be surprised some of the payments that people send me. I'm thinking about doing curbside Amazon. What's better? And living my 16 for the cargo van. Me personally, I would say curbside. I didn't try to leave him just his potty mouth. My bad. Da, 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 da. Early dev trucks had the most dev problems. Yeah, those early ones, those early 2010 ones. How do you get paid? By job or by mileage? Depends on what lane you run. I got a 2019 Freightliner for $42,000 from Enterprise last August. Payment is $1,290. That's good. You got in after the hype. That same 2019, if you would have gotten in 2021 first half or sometime in 2022, you probably would have paid $40,000 more for that truck. No exaggeration. Any recommendations or advice on contracts when starting out? If you're running locally, I would get with a 3PL and try to get something dedicated. Thanks for sharing this info, man. About to check the website for one now. Cool. Service records are a big deal for me. Gotta have them. Still need the mechanic though. Absolutely. Definitely. Hi, I'm new. Welcome. There's a bunch of women in here. I seen 2-3 women that's flirting. Shout out to y'all. Zykeria Banks. There was another one up here. It was a few yesterday, so. I'm gonna stop down and help Famo. I'm a great mechanic. I owe you. 10-4, 10-4, 10-4. 10K should be able to get a decent starter truck. Yeah, with a good mechanic. Make sure you got a good mechanic to look at it. About how many trucks would you pass on before you finally keep it? Depending on how many we got a chance to look at. So you figure the place would close at 5. So you gotta figure we would go through the paperwork, which it wasn't much paperwork because I was cashing out, right? So we would get there when they open. Normally we would probably look at maybe about 6 or 7 trucks by lunchtime, right? And maybe like another 1 or 2 after lunch. By 1 or 2, we going through the process of elimination. Some of the trucks that we would test drive in the morning prior to lunch, we would automatically say, nah, this ain't. No, I don't like this. I don't like this. So the mechanic, I would let him drive it. I wouldn't even test drive. I would be in the passenger seat. He would drive it normal, then he ram it and slam on the brakes and wait, hold on, you heard that? You heard that? Hold on, pull over on the side of the road, get out, pop the hood, look under it, do his little fiddle mechanic thing. Sometimes he would crawl under the bottom of it. You see that right there? Yeah, I see it. And you get to talking this mechanic shit. I don't know what he talking about. I'm just like, oh, okay. All right, well, what you think? Well, we're going to put this one to the side. We're going to put this to the side with, and then we're going to, you know what I'm saying? I'll let him do his mechanic thing. Then he'll get back in. He'll get to shaking the wheel aggressively and shaking it real hard and shit. And I don't know what he doing all this. He's slamming it, my head going back and forth. He hitting the brake and slamming it and harsh acceleration on the gas. But you know what? Everything he did, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was looking for. And I've never had an issue with any used truck that I bought. So, you know. So I would pass on however many we looked at before we decided on the right one, depending on how many we looked at. And then it got to the point where we started going up there buying 2 at a time. So Daniel said, thanks, Mario. I know you can do that. It's all good. So if I get a used 22 while insurance costs more due to the year, yeah, if you get a 2022, your insurance is going to be higher because you have a fairly new truck. A 2022, it's 2 years old. It's still fairly new. The parts are more. Something happens, it's going to be more to replace that truck. If you total that truck and your insurance replaces it or gives you whatever the fair value is for a 2022, it's going to be a lot higher than if you total to 2010 or 2012. So it has a higher value. It's a higher insurance. Just like a car. If you got a 2001 Monte Carlo, what's the blue book value of it? And you total that versus you totaling a 2024 Chevy. What's the replacement for the Monte Carlo? Let's say they don't got no replacement. Let's say a 2024 Chevy Malibu or Impala. That car's value is higher. It's a newer car. It's going to depreciate over time, but a 2022 is everything is more expensive on it. It has a higher value. So yes, it's going to be more insurance. It's going to be more in insurance. Judge said, "You right. I've been watching the prices for a while." Yeah, the insurance wants to know replace value. That's literally the first. Right. Like shit. Shit. We can't even go. Let's say Mercedes, a Bentley. You got a brand new. Let's say you got a brand new 2024 Rolls Royce Phantom. That's about 700,000. You drive it off the lot. Next week, you total it. They got to replace a $700,000 car. Now, if you go and you get a '04 Rolls Royce, right? You get that used. You probably can get a '04 Rolls Royce Phantom for probably about 130, 140,000, right? The value of that ain't nowhere near what the new one is. The new one got new technology in it. It got a computer system, a newer computer system. Those parts, like they ain't gonna, nah, it's different. You're gonna pay the cost. The insurance is gonna reflect the cost of the current value of the vehicle. It's gonna cost the insurance company a lot more to replace that vehicle than that older vehicle. Can I get money with a cargo astral van? You absolutely can. With a gig app, it's gonna be hard. Ain't no 3PL gonna let you on with no astral van. When I think of astral van, I think of that Easy E video, easier said than done. Now it's easy for me to get my point across. I think that's the van they was riding in back in the day. You know, the astral van used to be the dope boy van back in the 80s, early 90s. I think about that Easy. Every time I hear Astro Van or I see it, you don't really see Astro Vans on the street no more. But I always thinking about that Easy E video, easier said than done. See, we're gonna know who know what I'm talking about, and then we're gonna see who the real ones is. We're gonna see who the real ones is. Pashon, but Pippi done hid you. Yeah, we gotta get you out the way. All right, man. All right. So I'm finna head to the shop to spend some money. Maybe I'll go live once I get the truck. Well, I don't have a fleet no more. I sold all my trucks during the pandemic. I got 2 trucks left, and yeah, I pay to park them now. I've been paying to park them for a couple years now. Yeah, I don't have my warehouse anymore. Everything, I'm retired now. So yeah, I pay to park them at a truck parking facility, which they keep going. Listen, they went up on the parking slots in 2022 or 2023 last year. It went up 4 times. 4 times. You said go live when I get to the mechanic? I might. No, I think it's gonna be like closer to $3 grand. Labor is expensive now. Labor is expensive. So we're gonna see. He told me like somewhere between, when he sent me a quote last week, he told me somewhere between 2,200 and $3 grand. So we'll see when I get there. All right, let me go ahead and start heading out that way so I can beat some of this rush hour traffic. I'll definitely either go live there if I remember, or I'll go live on the drive back. All right.